Hello traders, Gary Wagner here, just after 10:30 in Honolulu, 4:30 in New York. It is Friday. Happy Aloha Friday, as we say on the islands, July 21st, 2017, and this is the daily report for gold and silver. Incredible week in the precious metals markets with sharply higher pricing in both gold and silver. It really capped itself off today with strong upside surges in gold and silver as the dollar continues to lose value, losing about 2% overall this week. Gold is currently trading up about $9.10 at $12.5460. That is basis the most active August futures contract. We, of course, have a long position in the October contract, and you can add about $3.5 of premium to that contract to know the price. And we will talk about our current trade when we pull up our technical studies. Silver also trading sharply higher, up about 13 cents on the day at $16.47. A lot of this is due to a weaker U.S. dollar. Dollar down about 35 points today, or about 0.3%, breaking through 94 at 93.76. And lastly, equities quiet and slightly lower on the day. Traders, in the case of gold, what a difference a week makes. We have seen a dynamic breakout today. The culmination is that the market is currently trading up about $9.90 at $12.5540. That is basis the most active August contract. Of course, we went long last Sunday here in Hawaii and the mainland as the market opened up overseas Monday morning in Australia, and we took on a position of going long October gold, and we were trading that at $12.32. It is currently at $12.58, about a $3 premium against the August contract. Now, significant of today's activity is absolutely that we have now broken above the 50-day moving average. Of course, earlier this week, we broke above the 200-day moving average. This being Friday of last week, we had that $10 rise in the market, and this is the action that occurred overseas Sunday here in the mainland, and of course overseas in Australia, Hong Kong, as well as London. As it came in, we had this market move up significantly. Tuesday was a pretty strong day. Wednesday, we had this consolidation day in which the market basically took a rest. Yesterday, we had more dynamic upside. And of course, today, as you can see, we are currently trading at the highs of the day, up $9.90 at $1,255.40. Also, we did move our stops up on both our gold and silver trade. We're long both. We will look to move them up very, very early next week with this kind of a move. Traders, we certainly have a fast market and an active market. And what impresses me about today's move is the fact that really a lot of the move over this week has been predicated upon a weak dollar, and that is the same today. What we are seeing today, and let me go ahead and pull in the Kitco Gold Index, but what we are seeing today is when we consider the $10 move currently in gold, it is composed almost equal parts of a weak U.S. dollar and buying entering the market. We've got buying accounting for $5.80 of physical gold, and we have a weak U.S. dollar contributing about $4.70, giving us a net change of about $10.50 on the day. And traders, if you recall from last Monday's show and Sunday's trade alert, we also recommended initiating a long position in silver as well as gold. I felt very, very strongly about the potential for an upside breakout, and I wanted us to, in essence, double up on this trade. We got long at $15.98, so just below $16. You can see that here. This being Friday's candle, this being Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and of course today on Friday. One of the key differences that we have observed in silver is when we look at the 50-day moving average as well as the 200-day moving average. First, price point is still below that particular mark. The second thing that we have to be cognizant or aware of is the fact that the 200-day moving average is above the 50-day moving average, and that's because the market in essence had a dead cross when the shorter term 50-day moved below the 200-day. So we are looking for some sort of a hook in the market, so to speak, in which this market begins to track higher, and we have the 200-day tracking lower, and we get what's called a golden cross. We will be looking to tighten our stops up very, very early next week. And traders, to continue on the topic of a weak US dollar, as we did yesterday, I've gone ahead and pulled up a weekly chart with a very, very long-term fib retracement. And this retracement really goes back to about 2014 and before, when the dollar index was trading at roughly just below 80. Now, since that point, the market has moved up, and we've had our most recent high, which came in at just shy of 104, and that's after breaking these tops that were here right around 100. This, of course, being activity that happened in 2015, and this being activity that happened at the beginning of 2015. You can see that we absolutely had a dead cross. We've adjusted the timing in terms of the moving average to reflect the fact that we have a weekly chart, and we can also see that this week we had a severe and utter breakdown in the dollar index, substantial percentage points, I believe about 2 to 3% this week alone, and we are now trading at about 93.70 on this particular index. In terms of our long-term outlook for the dollar, I do believe it's going to track lower at this point, and I don't believe we have any major support till around 92 on the upside to 91.5 on the downside, and that's based on this 50% retracement of this long cycle from 80 to 104. Traders, as I said at the beginning of the show, what a difference a week makes. As you know, we entered long positions Sunday here in Hawaii as well as the mainland as markets globally opened up overseas, first in Australia, then to Hong Kong, and then to London. We talked about our entry price, and we did also move our stops higher. We have very decent profits on our current trade, and right at the beginning of the week, I will look to tighten those stops up a little bit more and to lock in some of the profits we have worked so hard to achieve. Obviously, maintain your current long position in gold, maintain your current long position in silver, maintain your current levels of stops until we send out a special trade alert via email as well as SMS text message either Sunday or Monday to trail our stops up tighter. This has been Gary Wagner wishing you, as always, good trading. I'm glad we were able to deliver that to you this week. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday. Bye-bye.